You can't just throw a line out there and forget about the resource. Being a steward of it, being connected to it, helps develop a passion in others, and particularly young people, so that they want to protect it and conserve it for future generations.
The George R. Richardson Conservation Award of Honor holds great significance, as it recognizes individuals who have demonstrated remarkable leadership, dedication, and achievements preserving the watershed or advancing the field of conservation. The prestigious award has a rich history of esteemed recipients, beginning with its namesake, George Richardson, affectionately known as Mr. Conservation. As a true conservationist at heart, George Richardson played a vital role in fostering collaborations and offering support to protect and restore the health and quality of Lake Simcoe and its watershed. It is with great admiration and respect that we announce the 2023 George R. Richardson Conservation Award of Honor is proudly awarded to the late Will Wegman.
There's so many things to talk about when it comes to Will Wegman. He was a very complex individual.
Will spent an awful lot of time working very hard on various projects and various things on his personal time, and he never wanted any accolades.
Probably just about the nicest, kindest person that exists, that never wanted any credit, and everything was about the work and helping out other people succeed.
He had a way of making everyone's contributions feel important, and at the same time, asking if we could do more.
He basically embodies what's best in all of us.
We just finished moving this sign here, Protect Lake Simcoe Fishery. We're asking anglers to make sure that they don't dump their bait this year.
Will's unwavering commitment to the ecological preservation and enhancement of Lake Simcoe is part of the extraordinary environmental legacy he leaves behind. A career that spanned over 35 years at the Ministry of Natural Resources and Forestry, Will made a profound impact on both the environment and the community.
I worked with Will Wegman for the better part of 20 years with the Ministry of Natural Resources and Forestry, and over that time frame, we became very close friends. It became quite clear to me that he was one of the most dedicated and passionate people I'd ever met, and I knew that I wanted to spend as much time as possible with him.
There was just so many sides of Will, you know, the family man, you know, the M&R employee, you know, the conservationist, the tournament angler, the just angler period. Whatever he did, he was all in.
We first met on the Pefferlaw River in 2005. We're working together to remove the invasive round goby from the river and the watershed. This was where I first saw Will in action. He recognized everyone in the same way, from volunteers to salaried employees, bringing everyone together for the betterment of fish and fish habitat.
He led the Lake Simcoe Muskellunge Restoration Project since 2005 and played a pivotal role in restoring its population in Lake Simcoe.
We did end up stocking over 20,000 fall fingerling muskie into Lake Simcoe, but I think the success was the way that Will brought everyone together for a cause. Every single day he would come to that nap boat to capture muskie, and it could be snowing one day, it could be gale force winds and raining another day, and Will had a giant smile on his face. I think that Will Wegman was the driving force behind the success of the Lake Simcoe Muskie Restoration Project, and that basically hinged on his passion and dedication.
As a true environmental advocate, Will was an angler, seminar host, and renowned outdoor writer. He was inducted into the Canadian Angler Hall of Fame in 2017 for his Hooked on Fishing column that's been published in Lake Simcoe Living magazine since 2008.
In the 15 years that I published Lake Simcoe Living, Will's Hooked on Fishing column was in every single issue. No matter what was happening in his life, he was there to share what rod and lure to choose, how to respect the natural environment, and even how to stay safe on the big lake. Will's sincerity, his kindness, his enthusiasm, his joy, and his genuine love for the Lake Simcoe watershed and its inhabitants continues to shine through those columns.
Will's passion for fish extended far beyond his professional career. He worked in partnership with the Aurora Bassmasters to tag, measure, age, and release hundreds of largemouth and smallmouth bass, providing invaluable insights into growth rates and movement patterns.
He always had these awesome conservation projects for us, whether it was just a roadside cleanup. We went to the Talbot River one day to use some pea gravel and increase the spawning habitat for fish that come up the river to spawn. If you love fishing and you're able to do things like that that give back to the sport and the fish, I don't know how else to describe it, but it was just a great feeling of accomplishment afterwards and a pride that we were able to take part in that.
Because of Will, With Aurora Bassmasters, we have won a Berkeley Conservation Award. We've actually won almost, I think, 3 or 4 awards, all Will Wegman based and doing all the legwork to make us successful in the conservation of this too.
Recognizing the importance of stakeholder engagement, Will established the Lake Simcoe Fisheries Stakeholder Committee in 2007 and served as a vital link between the committee and the ministry.
And the purpose of the committee is to essentially provide managers recommendations on how to manage the fishery and any changes that may be required. Will was basically the ringleader in starting that committee, and that committee is going to exist in perpetuity.
Will collaborated closely with local Indigenous communities and played a vital role in planting wild rice in various locations on Lake Simcoe and Lake Couchiching, restoring crucial habitat and preserving traditional practices.
Wild rice is an aquatic plant, and it grows in nearshore areas pretty well less than a meter or so deep. Provides excellent habitat for fish, from young of the year fish to minnows, and even adult fish that come in and feel secure within those aquatic plants.
Will's passion for teaching and inspiring the next generation of anglers is evident through initiatives like the Huck Finn Youth Fishing Day at Elgin Pond.
We're here because of a youth fishing festival that he started here and getting this going here. We do the Newmarket Urban Fishing Festival every year, which is mainly a youth festival as well too. That exists on Ferry Lake in Newmarket because of Will Wegman.
Well, it's the BPS Lake Simcoe Open, and the Aurora Bassmasters have hosted this event since the very beginning, and now it's blossomed into the premier one-day bass tournament in the entire country.
We need people like Will. We need people like Will because Will got things done. He got things that needed to be done. A lot of people talk about things and never get around to it, and you need somebody like Will to kind of give you a kick sometimes and get you moving.
It is important to have leaders like Will in the community who can meet everyone with a smile and make them feel like their contributions are important, no matter how big or small.
He just wanted the fisheries to be so much better for next generations. He just had such a passion about making everything great.
His passion and dedication towards resource management and protecting them is truly contagious. And if people care about these resources, they're more likely to go out of their way to protect them into the future.
From teaching children to fish to swimming for charity, the George R. Richardson Conservation Award of Honor stands as a lasting tribute to Will Wegman and all that he achieved.
The world is at a loss for not having Will Wegman here. It's going to be a long time before we see someone who cares that much and actually made this world a better place like that.